Welcome back to GBNews Tonight with me, your host, Martin Dorby. Now, over the weekend, the nation saw widespread discontent once again over the Labour government's continued use of hotels to house Channel immigrants. Now, just today, the government announced a £100 million of extra funding to help smash those gangs, but with the news suggesting the majority of asylum claims being made by visa overstayers rather than those crossing the Channel, perhaps it suggests that our asylum woes extend far beyond just the English Channel. Well, I'm joined now by Lorraine Cavanagh, OBE, who is one of the pink protester organisers at Canary Wharf. Lorraine, an absolute pleasure to have your company. This is the protest that made the media, made the Labour Party, made a lot of people across the country stand up and take notice. We were told that you're all far-right extremists. We were told you're all Nazis. In actual fact, we saw a peaceful protest from women, from mothers, from daughters, from women concerned about their safety. Lorraine, tell us what motivated you to stand up or sit down and be counted.
Yeah, we proved you're all wrong, didn't we? We proved you're all wrong. We are mothers, grandmothers, aunts, sisters who wanted to protect our family. We don't hate these men. We don't hate these men at all. What we hate is what the government has done. You know, we witness pensioners going up to the local supermarket, getting a basket and looking for the red stickers for reduced labels to get a bit of meat. And then we witness these guys, 20s, 30s, getting 3 meals a day in an unlimited time 4-star hotel in Egyptian sheets, you know, mobile phones, and now I'm understood they get a £500 voucher to get clothing. And it's unfair. And that's why we were standing up, because it's unfair. Not because of the men. No doubt half of them would go nowhere near our children. But not one of them women are going to play roulette with their child's life.
And Lorraine, we saw during that protest, you're doing a conga. It was very peaceful. It was very well natured. And then a group of masked outsiders came up. And I put it to you, it's part of the problem with these protests is that outsiders come along from whatever their political persuasion and get involved when this really should be about local voices speaking about local issues.
Martin, please, those were fathers. We knew they were coming. OK, we knew they were coming. We knew they were setting off the flares. The kids knew. If you could see the video footage, we were all cheering. OK, they were masked because their businesses are threatened. The teachers' assistants can't sit on the line with us because they're threatened of the sack, you know? And these guys, we knew they were coming. As soon as they finished letting off the masks, the police let them go. They took off the mask and they joined the queue like they have been for the last week and a half. We knew it was happening. And this is what the media does. You know, it was only last week that I waved to a car that cheered me on with one arm. And I come across as this, you know, Nazi pensioner.
Lorraine, I want to show you another clip now which proves your point precisely. So you're saying you knew who these people were. They were friends of the protest, and yet the police made them remove their masks. Take a look at this clip now, sent to me from the Barbican Hotel, the Thistle. Also on the same day by a friend of mine, a military veteran. And people who were wearing masks were screaming at him, Nazi scum, off our streets. Take a look. So, Lorraine, I want to put it to you that those people weren't told to remove their masks. Those people weren't reprimanded by the police. Do you think, from your experience on these protests, we're seeing yet more two-tier policing?
Definitely. You know what? I cannot answer for the police, but those boys that were mingling amongst us, I could tell they was on our side. And basically, if they didn't have their uniform on, they'd be sitting down in a pink T-shirt.
And Lorraine, could I finally just get a take from you about, how you think that the political class has got this wrong? I mean, a year ago, Sir Keir Starmer was calling anybody who protested far right, and yet you people continue to turn out, you continue to defy that label, and you're standing up and you're being counted. Do you think the political class, the mainstream media, have got you guys completely wrong?
Completely wrong. Completely wrong. Listen, Martin, I must get across to you what the people on the Isle of Dogs are going to do, okay? I have never seen so many police arrive with a bunch of women in pink T-shirts. There's not been as many in West Ham Stadium as there was there down on the island, okay? Basically, we have to protect ourselves. So we have introduced a sticker that says the Isle of Dogs watchdog, and that will go in people's cars, it will go in the shop windows, and it will go in businesses on the island. That will alert women and children if they fear anything, if they're frightened of anything, they can wave that card down and that person will get out. I will get out. You knock me down, I will crawl up your trouser leg, because I will not let anybody touch my children, my grandchildren, my daughters, or anybody else on the Isle of Dogs. And that goes for every single one of them women that sat there today. I am so proud to say that I led them women and they came behind me because they believed in me. And we will continue to do that. We will continue to do that until the government listened from bottom up instead of top down.
OK, Lorraine Cavanagh, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us and helping clarify the situation there at Canary Wharf. You keep going. Pleasure. And let's get back on the show in the future. Lorraine, thank you very, very much. Nigel Nelson, let's get to you. You heard it there from Lorraine quite clearly. These are not far-right extremists. They're just people very concerned about safety and unfairness in their localities.
Yeah, and Lorraine's got every right to protest. She protests peacefully, which is ideal. And so no complaints about that. The problem with all these protests is that no one seems to actually understand that they don't do any good. We are not.
What are they meant to do? Just suck it up and take it?
Well, it's to come to a solution, basically, but it won't
but
stop
the
the boats.
aren't listening.
Well, but the government are trying to do something. We're not going to stop the boats. We might be able to reduce the numbers. The question for
But they're dumping these people in their communities with no say and no voice and no consultancy.
But you've got to put them somewhere. And at the moment, the idea is to get rid of hotels by the end of the Parliament, but they've got to go somewhere. These people are
in HMOs on a street with working class community. They won't be housed near politicians.
No, but the whole thing is, where do you put them? We've tried.
Well, you can try not letting them in. You could try turning them back.
Turning them back to where?
Detain. You could detain them perhaps in a purpose-built prison.
No, you can't detain them. Not indefinitely anyway. Where would you turn them back to?
We could turn them back to France. That could be tried.
Those are the ideas that are so absurdly impractical, it just wouldn't work.
So stuffing them in a HMO down the corner of a working class community, stuffing them in a hotel with no say, that's a good solution, is it?
No, it is not a
terrible solution.
It's not a good solution. It's the least worst solution. That's all it is. You've got to put them somewhere. And so,
why?
Because turning them back to France won't work.
Why not?
Because the French could just put them on a ferry and take them back here.
Well, we give the French £500 million a year. This is what we get in return. Perhaps stop the dosh.
The French have disrupted 700 boats this year so far.
25,000 thus far.
Yeah,
Record
it would have been a lot higher if we hadn't had some French cooperation. At the moment,
a lot higher than a record amount.
Later this week, we should get the one-in, one-out deal signed with Emmanuel Macron.
How many have gone out so far? And there are almost 1,000 in the other day.
Yeah,
How many have gone out?
We're signing the
Probably
deal.
not.
We are signing the deal at the end of the week. We would, if we hadn't had Brexit, we probably would have been able to send a few others back.
It's all about Brexit. Hardly anybody went back
Not all
under
about Brexit, but it is partly about Brexit because we did have an agreement whereby we could send people back.
Hardly anybody was sent back under the Dublin Agreement.
I know that, and not that many people will be sent back by the one-in, one-out deal.
Correct.
So what is actually happening is you're doing a load of different things that might reduce the numbers, but that's the most we could hope for.
OK, well, we've got to leave it there. Thank you very much.